both cars. We've looked at them in more detail.
So, 88 pounds and under.
Okay, welcome to American Dream Garage. I thought it was a good time to do an update on my restoration project on my 1972 BMW 3.0 CS, or model designation is E9. I think the last time I showed a video, I went through and looked at the undercarriage and what I'd done to the rear suspension. And since that time, I've done quite a bit of work on the engine bay as well as the front suspension. So I will detail where I'm at now. Okay, I'll try to cover what was done up top and also the status of the front suspension. So reworked the headlight mountings and sprayed the interior compartments, put in new horns. Then I basically sanded and removed the old bitumen, was what they call it, and ordered new from Germany. My shock towers were very solid. I sanded them down and primed them, and there were no problems in either the shock towers or the windshield compartments, and I've got pictures of that. Then relative to the engine, the only thing I didn't remove was the air conditioning system, because it's still actually pressurized with Freon. I've replaced the rotor, the cap, the condenser. I've got new plug wires coming, new windshield washer pump and hosing, and a container. I've redone the windshield wipers. I'll get those back in. Probably the hardest thing was basically disassembled both carburetors with fresh rebuild kits, polished all the pieces, cleaned them, put them in my ultrasonic cleaner, as well as the linkage. I've got all new hoses for the heater and for the cooling system. I refinished the starter and the alternator. Can probably get new ones at later date, and then powder coated the power steering unit and as well as brake booster. So pretty much got everything cleaned up, painted the block, polished the valve cover or head cover, mainly with steel wool. I didn't want to paint it because I didn't think that would be good. I've got the radiator out, so I'm redoing that. And then I've got all new vacuum hoses, all new fuel hoses. So all of that will be replaced along with the front engine insulation. So that's kind of the status. As you can see, I don't have it all back together. I really started assembling this a couple days ago, and I was really held up because of not having all the parts. So now I've got everything, and so the assembly goes a lot easier. Oh, the other thing that was redone was the brake system. So relative to the front suspension, I did get the front shocks finally. Originally I had one that was the wrong size, so I've started to assemble. This basically the steering system is in, and I've got one of the shocks or struts installed. So I will do that. I'd like to get the wheels back on it. I realized that when I went to put the brake calipers back on, they were pretty much frozen up and locked, so I had to order new ones. And I now have those. You see, so I've got new front calipers. So new rear calipers, new rotors, new bearings, so all new bushings. So that will be a fairly easy part of the assembly. So again, my goal for the next in the next 2 weeks is to get this on the ground, get it rolling, get the engine back together to where it's at least turning over. It might be too optimistic for me to think that it's going to start right away, but we'll see. But you know, we're making a lot of progress, and I believe when this is done, that it'll be a very good driver quality restoration for local shows and having fun.